It's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your June 2020 mid-month general reading. So we're looking at the last half of June, the last couple of weeks of June. This reading is for the water sign of Pisces. So welcome everyone. I hope everyone is continuing to stay safe and well and sane with everything to do with the pandemic, with the recent protests. I hope everyone is doing all right. Thanks for taking the time to tune in today, and for all that many of you have done in support of this channel, liking, sharing, subscribing, donating, just taking the time to tune in. Thank you so much. Okay, so this reading is for Pisces for the last half of June 2020. That's Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, if your Venus is in Pisces, if you're a cross-watching for a Piscean. If you know all of your signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, watch them all, because each one can bring in additional information and clarity into what's going on in your life, and perhaps give you a bit of a clearer idea on how to navigate through these energies for this time period. So yeah, if any of these readings do resonate with you, you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, information on a personal reading, take a deeper look at something, just click on the description link below, click on the arrow that pulls down information. You'll see some info and contact details there. You can email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You'll see that address there too. I would be delighted to work with you. I can usually respond to initial inquiries with more info within the same day or the first 24 hours. And I do readings full-time, so it's all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at working with your schedule and mine to get readings scheduled with you as quickly as possible. So send me an email if you're interested. I'd be happy to hear from you. Okay, Pisces, let's get into this reading and see what the last half of June looks like for you. Cards jumping all over the place. For those of you who need to know, want to know, I'm using Legacy of the Divine Tarot. Okay, Pisces, we begin with the Seven of Coins, followed by the Queen of Cups, the Two of Wands, followed by the Eight of Swords. From the bottom of the deck, overall energy and focus is the Knight of Cups. So your overall focus, overall energy for the last half of June, Pisces, is the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Water. That's the element which governs the Suit of Cups, which is an emotional area of our lives. The Suit of Cups represents our emotional landscape and everything that kind of touches deeply on our emotions. It's the area that most often comes out in regards to relationships. So Knights are the bringers, the deliverers, the guardians, the defenders, the speed at which situations move. The Knight of Cups represents an offer, an opportunity, coming in or outgoing, an offer of love, an opportunity, an offer of love and expression. This is the Knight of Cups kind of charges out and bears his heart, wears his heart on his sleeve. So there's an offer of love, of support, of encouragement. For some of you, it's going to be incoming. For others of you, and actually for a fair amount of you, I'm feeling like this is you considering whether or not to make an offer, and maybe whether that offer would be accepted. Should I make the offer or not? We have some contemplative energy here. We have the Seven of Coins, followed by the Queen of Cups. So the Seven of Coins, also known as Pentacles in other decks, this is earth energy. That's the element which governs the suit. And this is the energy of the Suit of Coins or Pentacles, earth energy area of your life, deals with the physical structure of your life often. The things in the physical day-to-day structure of our lives that make us feel safe, solid, stable, secure, gives us a sense of continuity. And the efforts we put into attaining the things in our life that make us feel stable, whether that's actual financial and material aspects, relationships that, make us feel rooted, like long-term relationships and commitments, or a combination of those things. So the Seven of Coins is a card of taking stock, taking inventory, looking at how much you have invested in something, and wondering if now is the right time to try and harvest it. You can see that this woman is looking at this tree, which is laden with pentacles. She's obviously put a lot of effort into this so far. We're at the 7 here. We all start at the ace. And the fruit is grown, it's hanging there, and she's standing there with an empty basket going, is now the time to pick? Should I maybe invest a little bit more and see if I can get more out of this? Is now the right time to start harvesting or picking? It's a card of taking stock, taking inventory, taking a look at, I feel like for a lot of you, this is a relationship. And I think I've kind of gotten this for you guys, Pisces, off and on for the last, several months or handful of months or so. This is somebody that you already have a relationship with or some kind of connection with, because the Seven of Coins is, you already have some kind of history or work or effort you've put into this. It may be a already romantic relationship, or it may be a friendship or a friendship connection that you've built with somebody, and you're wondering if now is the time to, make maybe your romantic feelings known. For some of you, it may be, this may be somebody that you're dating, or, there's already a romantic kind of connection there and out in the open, and you may be wondering if now is the time to, to make another kind of offer, maybe, proceed to the next step, whatever that might be. So what clarifies this kind of taking stock, taking inventory, is now the right time? Do I have enough to offer? What accompanies and clarifies that Seven of Coins is the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Somebody who's very emotionally, this is somebody who's emotionally sensitive and intuitive. They may not always show it because having evolved and matured to the status of Queen, they have a pretty balanced control over their emotions, but they're a very loving, nurturing sort of person, always knows the right thing to say, great source of comfort, support, feedback. So this Pisces might be you. You're just in this reflective, taking stock, inventory, thinking about it kind of energy. And I do feel like for some of you, this is the other person that you're involved with or that you're interested in. And for those of you, it would be somebody that you're viewing just as this Queen of Cups. Lovely, beautiful, feminine, emotionally sensitive and aware kind of individual. So now we have the Two of Wands, followed by the Eight of Swords. Interesting. The Two of Wands, which is sitting next to the Seven of Coins, is a card of decisions. Being at a crossroads, as twos often represent duality, choices. Do I take this key and unlock this box? Do I unlock the other box? Do I keep it the way it is? What action do I take? Because Wands is governed by the element of fire. And the energy of fire in the suit of Wands is change, movement, action, power. It's all usually about doing. So the Two of Wands, and the cards are in chronological order for a reason. And the preceding card, the Ace of Wands, would be the spark, the idea, the beginning, the opportunity. And here in the Two of Wands, okay, so which path do I take to begin this, to start this, to go further? So the Two of Wands, what action do I take? Do I take action? And it's sitting right next to that taking stock, taking inventory card. So it's now the right time. If it is, do I do this? And how do I do this? But then we have this Eight of Swords, which is a card of feeling bound, trapped, helpless, unable to free yourself, not being able to get out of a situation. It's sitting right next to the Queen of Cups and under the Two of Wands too. So I think this is part of what you're contemplating. And the Eight of Swords represents feeling like you're in something that you can't free yourself from because fill in the blank, whatever you or the other person, because this might be about the other person's energy, is thinking about. Because swords is governed by the element of air, and that's all about what goes on in our heads: mental, cerebral, intellectual energy, belief systems, ideologies, perspectives, perceptions, how we communicate to the world. So the Eight of Swords is a card of kind of being held prisoner, by your own thoughts, ideas, or the other person, because it is sitting next to the Queen of Cups. So there's this decision-making energy. So we're going to clarify this. because it looks like you may have some concerns about yourself or the other person. So let's clarify. Let's clarify this Knight of Cups, this offer or opportunity. What is this? Again, I'm getting the sense that for some of you, it's you considering whether to make an offer or not. Somebody you're either involved with and you're wanting maybe to know if it's the right time to take it to the next level, or somebody that you have some kind of historical connection or friendship with and you're wondering if now is the time to make your other feelings or more romantic feelings known. So let's clarify this Knight of Cups. The Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Well, it's pretty emotional, all right. So what's the offer about? The Page of Cups, which is the messenger, and the Ten of Cups, which is the happy home card, the happily ever after card, long-term stability, happiness, fulfillment, and contentment. Particularly where home and family are concerned, it's a card that can represent marriage, weddings, family, home bliss, childbirth. So we have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. So are you contemplating asking someone to marry you? Possibly, for those of you who are involved already with someone romantically. Is this someone that you have a friendship with or some, other kind of relationship, some history, and you're wondering if now is the time to, we can look at this in chronological order, to start maybe giving some other little messages with the long-term intent being, marriage, happy home, white picket fences. I mean, it's a general reading, so some of you it's going to be an already existing relationship. Do I propose? Do I take it to the next level? For some of you, it's a friendship. Some of you already know, do I start maybe communicating in a little bit of a different way with the long-term objective of, I really, really like this person. I'm really drawn to this person. I can envision myself having a future with this person. Some of you, this might be an offer that's already come in and you're kind of reflecting and contemplating, what do I do? Is now the right time? But for others of you, I feel quite distinctly that it's you're considering whether or not to project this outwards. Let's clarify this Queen of Cups, particularly for those of you for whom this is not you. It might be the other person that you're interested in or involved with. Could be another water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or simply somebody that in your eyes manifests as this Queen of Cups, whether you're male or female. So clarify the Queen of Cups. We have a jumper. The Two of Cups. So much emotion, Pisces. The Two of Cups, the traditional soulmate, best friends, kindred spirits. You really think you and this person are really well matched, kindred spirits, karmic soulmates. The interesting thing is that for those of you for whom this might be somebody you already know, somebody you're already friends with, and you think there might be something else there, the potential for something else there, and you're considering whether now is the right time to begin to actually walk down that path, maybe start speaking a little bit more. This is also a card that can represent kindred spirits or best friends, really good friends that at some point begin to transition into something more romantic. So this is somebody you see this person as like your person. So why the Eight of Swords? Is it you feeling bound or considering, wondering, maybe having a concern or a question as to whether you're trapped in a situation, or is it the other person? Let's clarify this Eight of Swords. The Five of Swords and the Six of Swords. Well, we're sticking with the swords here. So what's the thought pattern that you feel trapped by? You wonder if maybe the other person is. The Five of Swords is a hard-won victory. This represents somebody who's been through a really difficult battle and they've won, they're victorious, they've overcome, they're on the other side of it. They may be tired, worn out. They may not feel victorious though, because the battle is still fresh. They're still on the battlefield, wounded, tired, exhausted, but still won. And then the Six of Swords, which is healing, peace, healing, recovery, moving away from the source of the trouble, the challenge, the whatever, and moving into a better place. Not quite on the other shore and on solid ground yet, but definitely healing and definitely moving towards that. So it's going to mean different things to different people, but the energy is the same. This other person that you're interested in or involved in, it may be that part of what you're trying to decide in whether or not to make this offer or to progress to the next step. Have they recovered enough from whatever it is they've gone through? Maybe you were friends with them and they were involved with somebody else and they went through all of this stuff and now they're free, and you're like, well, maybe now's my chance, now's my time to kind of jump in there. But I wonder if it's the right time yet, because that's kind of what I'm getting here. Have they healed? I see that they're probably still healing. Have they healed enough to be ready for me? Maybe I only have one shot and I want to make sure it's done at the best time possible. For some of you, it might be you. Is this the right time for me to kind of make this offer, extend myself, or accept this offer? Am I completely over something yet? Have I healed enough? Have I recovered enough? So regardless of whether you're on one side of the fence or the other, the decision and the contemplating is more about timing with somebody's healing process and what they've been through in the past, whether it's the recent past, because it looks like whether it's you or the other person, you still see them as kind of in that healing process, but having overcome and having won. And the whole issue here, I think, is more about timing. I feel like some of you feel like you only have one shot at this, and so you want to make sure it's done in the best way at the best time as possible. So whether it's giving or whether it's extending it or accepting it, whatever side of the fence of this that you're on, for those Pisceans whom I'm reading for. So let's pull one final advice and guidance card, something that Spirit might want to tell you that may help you during this, this kind of 2-week contemplative process of trying to figure out if it's the right time or not, basically. Star, renewed hope, faith, and optimism. This is the card that usually shows up at some point during a healing process because it shines in the darkness to light the way. So it's usually after a period of sickness or heartbreak or difficulty. The star comes out and it gives this renewed sense of hope, faith, and optimism, and faith in the path that you're on, even if you can't see the next couple of steps or not. It's a card about having faith that the path you are indeed on and walking on is the right one because it leads to joy and fulfillment. This is one of the wish fulfillment cards. So it feels pretty clear that Spirit is encouraging you to have faith in this situation, to keep walking forward one step at a time in this situation. So for those of you who are wondering if it's the right time, it is likely the right time to begin perhaps this energy, the message, the conversations maybe changing or talking. If this is a relationship you're already involved in, like a romantic relationship, you're wondering about, the next step, this would be the time to maybe start talking about it, maybe bringing it up. If this is a friendship or some other kind of connection and you want to kind of maybe, kind of see about moving forward into something more romantic, again, we begin here with the little messages, with the communication, maybe little flirts or a date or something of that sort. I don't think it's the right time to maybe, especially if it's a friendship, to kind of come out with this yet. This is kind of like your end goal, but it looks like now is the time to start maybe communicating a bit more, being a bit more honest or open or romantic about your feelings and your intentions in small kind of steps. So because Spirit is obviously encouraging you that you are on the right path. So lovely, lovely, sweet. It's a sweet reading, sweet energy, Pisces. All right, Pisces, that is your reading for the last half of June. I hope you found it helpful and hopeful and positive. It's, again, the energy is very sunshiny and very sweet. So if this reading resonated with you, if any of the readings do, you want to reach out for a personal reading, take a deeper look at something, get some information, just click on the description link below, click on that little arrow. You'll see my email address there, Maggie, the number one McGuire at gmail.com. Please feel free to email me. I would be most happy to work with you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the July 2020 general readings. Until then, stay safe and well and as sane as possible. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Many blessings. Bye-bye.